What if a genie instantly granted you with your top 3 wishes/desires? How would you feel? What would your life look like? And how would you show up in the world? Manifesting is something that we always do, whether it be conscious or unconscious. I do always have those days where doubt starts to creep in and I start to lose faith that I will ever get the things that I want. I have trouble believing and a lot of resistance starts to build up. One night this idea just came to my head and I was like, why don't I just think of the universe like a genie? A genie has to grant you with the things that you want. I decided to call it the Genie Method. What is the Genie Method? Imagine you rubbed a lamp and all of a sudden you have your own personal genie. The way that I think of it is just like a very generic genie, the one that I've known as a kid, where they grant you 3 wishes and you just have to make the 3 wishes and they'll give you the things that you want. So knowing these stories from my childhood, I know that a genie has to give you the things that you want. There's really no limits. They really can't tell you no. They will grant you with the things that you want right now. No questions asked. You will be given the things that you want. This is where the Genie Method comes in handy. It really helps keeping you in a more positive state. This method works for me because I know that it's guaranteed that I'm going to get my desires. And so it just keeps me in a better headspace when I think of the universe like a genie and they have to grant you your wishes and you get them instantly. And there's nobody around telling you, no, you can't have those things. A genie is not going to tell you, no, you're not worthy of having those things. They are just going to give you the things that you want. The genie perspective helps you stay in that positive state. And it's such a great thing to use. And it's what I use when I know that downward spiral is going to start. This is when I start to implement the Genie Method. So some questions to ask yourself. How would having your desires instantly granted feel? So for me personally, I would feel so relieved. I would feel so stress-free. I would feel happy. I would feel so good if some of my deepest desires were granted, like right now. It would feel amazing, and I know it would feel amazing. And this is something that I want you guys to write down. I think it's very important just to get these things out in your journal or a paper, even on your phone. Just write some of the stuff down, because it's really going to help in that moment where you could potentially start that negative thinking. Being able to pause and think to yourself, okay, if the universe was like my own personal genie, how would I feel if I had, my top 3 desires granted instantly? Like they were mine, it's already mine. How would I feel? And just start to write all those things down. You'll instantly feel a shift and you will feel better. And it's just really important to pause and really ask yourself these questions. So the next question is, who would you become if you got your top 3 desires? Who would you be? And just write all those things down. I know for me, I would 100% be a lot more confident just knowing that I, have reached my goals, or maybe I, got the career that I've been wanting, and that would make me feel so proud. It would make me feel so confident. I know that we talked about feelings before, so who would I become? I know that I would be so different and I would be doing things differently. That's why it's really great to be able to write some of these things down. It also lets you know how you should be living and acting as if you've already gotten the things that you wanted, because that is the main thing with wanting to manifest. You have to really live in the state of already having what you want and acting as if it's already yours. And so this is why writing it down is really great, because you can start to dream up and really get into that state of already having what you want because you're writing it down. You know that if you were given these things instantly, this is how you would feel, this is who you would be. It's really gonna lift you up. The last question is, what would your life look like if all of your desires were instantly granted? And it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed to happen to you. What would your life look like? Don't be afraid to dream big, because these are the things that you're going to experience and you're going to get. And so just start to really embody that life of having all of the things that you want, and letting that joy or peace come over you, because you know that it's set in stone. It's going to be, and you don't have to be afraid, and you don't have to doubt it. You just have to believe, let yourself feel the joy of having it. Also remember, be careful what you wish for. So manifesting is happening all the time. You're always manifesting. You're never not manifesting. It's something that you're doing whether you want to or not. And so that's why it's really important to be careful what you wish for. So if you're asking a wish of a genie, you want to be very specific. You want to know exactly the things that you want, and, just be careful what you wish for. You hear that a lot. And so that's also how it is with manifesting. That's why it's so important to have positive affirmations, and affirmations are great, and I think that you should use them. This Genie method is only when you know you might have a downward spiral, and it's really going to help in that moment where oh my God, I'm probably headed down a really bad path right now, and I need to pull myself back out of it. This is the only time that you should be using the Genie method. If you are already in a pretty positive state, or if you are already just living your life and you're having moments of just having joy, and if you ever have those moments where you become aware of oh my God, I haven't thought about my desires in a few hours. Is it not going to happen for me? I don't think that you have to be afraid of that. I don't think that you have to force yourself to think about the things that you want. If your wants or desires naturally pop into your head, then it's okay to think about it and to have that positive mindset around it. But if you're forcing yourself to think about it because you haven't maybe thought about it in a while, or you're scared that it's not going to come because you haven't thought of it in a while, I just think that it's completely okay to give yourself a break sometimes. Everything will happen as it should, and it's okay if you're not thinking about it 24/7. I think that it's completely normal. It's okay to enjoy the present moment without some of those things, because you should be enjoying your life. Even without some of those desires, I don't think you have to be afraid of just enjoying your life. If you're just watching TV or having a really good dinner, you can enjoy those things, and you don't have to force yourself to then think about your wants or desires, because that can put you in a more negative space, because you're oh my God, I haven't thought about it in a while, and you sort of start to beat yourself up about it. I don't want you to do that. I think it's perfectly okay to have moments of breaks where you're not thinking about some of those things. But when you do think about them naturally, that's when you can say your positive affirmations and really think about it in a more positive way. If you know you're going to have bad thoughts, go on a downward spiral, then this is when the Genie method is going to be really great and really get you back into a more positive and better mindset, and in a better state for you to not go down and then stay down for a couple days. We don't want to do that. I really hope that this all made sense to all of you, and that you try this out for yourselves. This is something that definitely works for me, and it really helps on those days that can be a little harder and a little more difficult. And I really hope that it helps all of you. If it does, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. And I appreciate every single one of you. Leave me your comments down below, and I will see you all next time.